All right. UFO enthusiasts, get ready for some interesting news. So, Ukraine said UFOs are all over their country. Now, UFOs have a track record of appearing above nuclear sites and nuclear facilities, especially before a nuclear attack is about to be implemented, many times preventing the attack from taking place. And this all started during when we dropped nuclear bombs in Hiroshima. And it's almost like one of the theories is that it set out an energy into the universe saying, hey, what are these people doing? They are dangerous, and we need to stop this from happening for the greater good. That's what some people theorize. And some people say, hey, these are angels watching over us. And there's different people that say different things. But one thing's for certain, they do seem to be stopping major global catastrophes and preventing them. In Ukraine, they say they see them all the time. The Ukrainian military is seeing UFOs all over their country. And Ukrainian officials and citizens are seeing them. Mysterious lights and mysterious UFOs have been spotted all over Minnesota. According to the astronomers over in Ukraine, they said UFOs are everywhere over Kiev. And if you remember back when we were about to go to war with Russia, during the Cold War, when we went to war with Russia, several of these crafts were not only spotted, but after the war began, during the Cold War, we were ready here in the United States, and Russia was ready, with intercontinental ballistic missiles. And somehow several lights and crafts were seen zooming across the sky all over the nuclear facility. Red and yellow lights were seen beaming all over the place, going at thousands of miles per hour, stopping and disappearing in one place, reappearing in another, and sometimes moving so fast they could not tell if it was one or more than one object. Then they began to hover over the facility. People saw lights beaming down, and they said they made a phone call and said, sir, there are unidentified objects over this facility. What do we do? And they said, well, be ready to shoot and interact in case something happens. They were really frightened, they said. Well, the story goes that immediately after that, their nuclear codes on several of the bombs reversed and even wiped out in many cases. All 10 nuclear weapons were completely disarmed, and their nuclear chambers were deactivated, and the crafts disappeared. But not only was that happening here in the United States, but simultaneously in Russia, the same exact thing was reported by Russian officials. Soviet army officials reported the exact same thing taking place there. How's that for interesting? You can look this up and find information on it. There are many, many cases, not only in 1964, 1967, Phoenix Lights in 1999. There were cases in the early 2000s. There are cases still taking place today. Historical documents documenting these crafts, but mysterious objects also seen over several states in the past week. Now, the U.S. Navy suggested, yeah, we have a lot more UFO videos, but suddenly they will not be releasing them. It's claimed that the releasing of more of these classified UFO videos will harm national security, said one of the U.S. Navy spokespersons. Several top Army officials and military officials say it was definitely UFOs that shut down our missiles. So apparently they stopped nukes, and they took the nuclear capabilities offline. Now, the former Air Force chief said he saw them firing at nuke missiles that were launched from a secret base. We were firing off nuclear missiles, and these things fired at them, stopping them. And also, they circled a dummy warhead during a test flight. There were also cases of spirits and ghosts or things being seen watching us carry out our military maneuvers. And then when they got close, the heat signature remained, but the bodies vanished. You can find all this stuff online. It's very interesting. There are many different cases, including the fact that so many UFO sightings took place over the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The Fukushima nuclear power plant, which could have caused devastating consequences more than you could imagine when the earthquakes took place, of a 9.0 and above, and major tsunamis hit Japan. Those nuclear reactors almost could not withstand those extreme conditions. But that people locally reported seeing white UFOs and crafts with bright beaming lights hovering over the facilities to stabilize the nuclear chambers and the nuclear reactors. So if those crafts had not floated above, beamed white energy down, and bright lights, who knows what they did? Somehow or other, those crafts or objects, orbs in this case, maybe they were angelic. Who knows? Just wanted to show that as I was talking about all this, I heard something in the other room, and then my speakers started spinning. Very interesting. I notice when I talk about these types of things, I get that type of interference. You can stop interfering now. I'm aware. Anyway. Yeah, that's what usually happens. My devices just completely go crazy or go offline. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to what I was originally talking about. Alright, so the it's still spinning. The speaker's still spinning. The lights on it are spinning. But the fact that these lights were seen, it could have been angelic, it could have been interdimensional, otherworldly, who knows? But regardless of what it was, it stopped a global disaster, nuclear disaster. They stopped it. In some cases, they saw 7 crafts above our nuclear facilities when we were about to go into an intercontinental ballistic missile war. And these white crafts were seen, and multiple colored crafts flying all over, and they were right over the facility, and disarmed it. Basically disarmed them. Basically, it balanced them and contained the nuclear threat. But if the people had paid more attention to begin with, they could have shut the nuclear reactors off beforehand. Because if you remember, the animals were heading to higher ground, and the animals were aware the earthquake and tsunamis were about to take place. They were aware of the impending situation before it happened. So the people should have paid more attention to the animals and nature, because there were signs in place. The animals were heading for higher ground, just as when the others happened. What happened when the other tsunamis took place in other nations? The elephants and the animals headed for higher ground. The animals know. And guess what? That was such a serious situation that the UFO research lab is now opening in Fukushima. They aim to solve the mystery, which they will probably not, of the local sightings. They just opened it to look into Japan's strange sky sightings back on June 24th of 2021. And it's been reported for years that U.S. Navy pilots have reported seeing UFOs go at hypersonic speeds, some of which were seen going at 43,000 miles per hour and stopping on a dime, multiplying themselves, turning back into one, disappearing in one place and appearing in another, miles away in a moment's glance, evading radar, going back and forth, going 15,000 miles per hour to the right, 43,000 miles per hour the other way, going straight up and then straight down, or a bright light that'll appear, go down and then speed up into the sky, or go straight into the ocean. Maybe it's closer to home than we think. The source may be closer than you think, right there in the ocean. When it splashed, so to speak, which is when it disappears from sight, but technically it really did splash. It went into the ocean, but it did not make a splash. It went at hypersonic speeds down into the ocean and vanished. There are many, many unexplained things, unexplained phenomena in existence. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments below. Show support if you can. Signing out.